Good morning, everyone. We are going to learn this module 5 from your transactions text. This is about reading, and I hope you have completed all other modules. And this is the last section of that text. So, we are going to this module, which is all about reading. Before that, I would like to talk about language. Language as a skill. We all know language is skill which consists of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We call it in short LSRW. All languages across globe requires this. A language is acquired, learned through these processes, and it is a part of our brain which is looking after all these skills to be accumulated within us. This is how we imbibe a language inside us. So this is regarding cognition. Cognition means something related with the high intelligence of our brain. Intelligence, the part where there's logic, reasoning, critical thinking happening. So in our brain there is a part where all our words, all our language system is stored and maintained. For that, we need, when we study language in a systematic way, that is called linguistics, we learn that we have to go through these stages to acquire the last stage, which is writing. Almost all languages have the same skills. Some languages do not have scripts, they only have oral form. Still, they have to acquire it through listening and then speaking. So this is the first and foremost aspect of language. We have to listen before we acquire all other skills of language, and without proper listening we cannot be able to acquire these remaining three skills, which are speaking, writing, and writing. Speaking, reading, and writing. So if you look at very small children, you can see how intensely they listen to their mothers, and they try to imitate words, and they start producing words like ma, and gradually taking a long time, they acquire words, and they start connecting words letters together, and they make it words. Then at later stage only they start making sentences. So this is a very long process, and it all starts with listening. So listening has a major important role in the acquisition of a language. So that is the first thing I would like to say before we go to the skill reading, because you need to understand, before acquiring the skill called reading, you have to acquire listening and speaking. Nowadays we don't have time to listen, we start speaking. That is most of the time the lack of communication gap always occur when we lack proper listening. So these are listening. We listen some audio and we decode the meaning of it, and then we start speaking. This is the ability to encode thoughts, concepts. So something we listened, and we start applying it into the language we know through speaking it, and then we start reading, which is written in form, and at a later stage we start through concepts into written form. So like all the skills, like swimming, like walking, running, language is also skill. It only develops when you exercise it every day. So reading is also such a skill. You have to read it if you want to acquire the skill in reading. So everything, as I said, it starts with listening. Look at the ratio. If we take the ratio of these skills, listening takes majority of the part, 45%. Then only you will be able to talk, 30% of it. Then only comes reading and writing. So if you have this quality of listening, you will automatically will be able to acquire all other 3 skills. Then we know how to master LSRW skills. First it is listening. Listen. TV, newspaper, whatever medium you have, listen the languages, the new words, and then start uttering it. No, speak it and start reading newspapers or novels, poems, dramas, whatever come into your way, read it. Then you will be able to write. അല്ലേ, വലിയ വലിയ എഴുത്തുകാരൊക്കെ എപ്പോഴും അവർ പറയും എപ്പോഴും വായിക്കാൻ. ഇപ്പോൾ ശശി തരൂരിനോട് പറയും ഇത്രയും വേർഡ്സ് നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് പഠിച്ചതെന്ന് ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ ശശി തരൂർ പറഞ്ഞ വാക്യതാണ്, ദർ ഈസ് ഓൺലി വൺ വേ ഐ ക്യാൻ സജസ്റ്റ് യു ടു ഡു ദിസ്, റീഡ് ആൻഡ് റീഡ്. അപ്പോൾ വായിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത് മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾ വൊക്കാബുലറി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുക, ടു മാസ്റ്റർ എ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. അപ്പം നമ്മൾക്കറിയാം മലയാളം, ഹൗ ലോങ് ഇറ്റ് ടുക്ക് ടു ലേൺ മലയാളം. നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ എല്ലാ സ്ഥലത്തുനിന്നും കേൾക്കുന്ന, വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന്, സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ നിന്ന് എല്ലാവരും പറയുന്നത്, ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് പറയുന്നത് ഒക്കെ മലയാളം. അത് നമ്മൾ അത്രയും പ്രായം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ അത് പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞത്. അത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഇപ്പോഴും ഗ്രാമാറ്റിക്കലി ഇൻകറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജിൽ നിന്ന് വെൻ യു ലേൺ എ ഫോറിൻ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ലൈക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ്, യു മസ്റ്റ് ഹാവ് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടീസ്, അല്ലേ? വി ഷുഡ് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടീസ് വെൻ വി ലേൺ എ ന്യൂ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. So to reminding that, I am going to the text which is there to discuss. So always remember, this is a skill. When you practice it, it is you master it. So there in your text, you have a text called, it's a warm-up exercise activity, The Train. The story's name is The Train. So let me read it. I was thinking how to take this particular module to you all. Then I thought it will be the only better way to convey. So just go through this text. I will read and you have to read along with me, and I hope you all have this text. Take the test and take the page number 140 and read it. Okay, we are learning reading, so you have to read it. On a warm spring afternoon, Bindya and her brother went outside to play. Bindya was 8 and Binesh was 10. Let's go to the bridge, Bindya said. If we stand on the bridge, we can see fish in the river. I don't know, Binesh said. Mom told us, don't go on the bridge. She said it is dangerous. Oh, come on, Bindya said. I'm not afraid, are you? Bindya and Binesh walked on the bridge and began looking for fish in the river. The bridge was a train bridge. 3 times a day, trains went over the bridge. But Bindya and Binesh were not thinking about trains, they were thinking about the fish. So what happens here? To one brother and a sister, Bindya having 8 years old, brother 10 years old. Bindya and Binesh, brother is the elder one, and they are planning to go to a bridge. Why they are going on to the bridge? To see the fish. So on the bridge they can look into the river where there is fish. So they want to look into the fish. So from a top looking at a river, it's a beautiful sight also. And we can see this Bindya, the younger sister, very careless, very courageous. She seems to tempt her brother to go to the bridge. And he reminds her by saying that mother always prohibits them to go outside, especially on the bridge. But she says that she is not afraid of her mother. And when she says, "Are you?" meaning, "Are you afraid of mother?" "I am not." He falls for it and they are going on the bridge. But what is hidden here, what is later told to us, is that the bridge is a train bridge. നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും പാലം അല്ലെ, റിവറിൻ്റെ മേലക്കൂടെ ട്രെയിൻ പോകുന്ന കുറേ, there are many bridges where it crosses river. So it is just like a it is such a bridge they are on now. So they are looking at the river for fish, and it is told that every day 3 times the train passes by. So there is something danger, right? So they were not thinking about any trains. They were only thinking about fish. They were very curious, anxious to see the fish at the bottom. So they are looking at the fish. This is how it goes. Then the children were standing in the middle of the bridge when they heard a loud noise. "A train is coming!" Binesh yelled, "Run!" Binesh ran to the end of the bridge. He was safe. So suddenly what happened? A train is coming. A loud noise. Somebody called out to them that train is coming. Of course, when train comes and we are on the bridge, it's death, right? So ശബ്ദം കേട്ടപ്പോഴേ ആരോടി? ഏട്ടനോടി. Train is coming, and he yelled, "Run, run!" Binesh yelled at her. Yelled means shouted at her. ഉറക്കെ വിളിച്ച് പറയാണ്. Vindhya ran too, but she fell. My God. She was running, but she fell. Veenu. She got up and continued running. "Hurry, hurry!" Binesh yelled from the end of the bridge. Because he has crossed the bridge, he is now yelling from the other side of the bridge that, come on, fast, run, run. He is so worried. The train is coming. Bindya looked behind her and saw the train. It was coming fast. Bindya is seeing train behind her. It is coming so fast. Bindya ran towards her brother. So her brother is standing at the end. She ran towards her brother. Then she fell a second time. So there is no time. The train will come very fast. But she fell second time. Again she fell. Now what she can do? She fell right on the train track. Right on the center of the train track. നടുവിലെന്നെയാണ് വീണത്. She looked back again at the train. She looked back at the direction of where the train comes. The train was very close now. Bindya has fallen down, and the train is just too close to her. There is no time for her to run again. The train was very close to her. There was no time to get up and run. So Bindya didn't move. So what she did she do? She didn't move. അനങ്ങാതെ കിടന്നു. She stayed where she was, and there was no movement at all. അനങ്ങാതെ കിടക്കുക. Lying between the rails of the train track. So അതിന് നടുവിൽ, ഈ ചക്രം ഉരുളുന്നതിൻ്റെ നടുവിൽ, സെൻറ്ററിൽ കല്ലൊക്കെ ഉള്ള സ്ഥലത്ത്, റെയിൽസ് രണ്ട് ഭാഗത്തുണ്ടാവും, സെൻറ്ററിൽ ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഉണ്ടാവും. സോ ഷീ ഈസ് lying on that center part. She put her head down and waited for the train to go over her. She തലയൊക്കെ താഴ്ത്തിരുന്ന് bent down. She was hiding her head down and waited for the train to go over her. ട്രെയിൻ പോകുന്നവരെ അനങ്ങാതെ കിടക്കും. Binesh stood at the end of the bridge and screamed. Of course, Binesh is so scared and he is screaming. Shouting. A few seconds later, all 12 compartments of the train went over Bindya. Sometimes the bottom of the train touched Bindya's back, but she was not hurt. So all the compartments passed her, and sometimes it was touched, not touched. തൊട്ടില്ല എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് സോ വെരി ക്ലോസ് ടു വിദ്യാസ് ബാക്ക്. വിദ്യ ഇങ്ങനെ കമന്ന് കിടക്കാണ്, ട്രെയിൻ ഇങ്ങനെ തൊട്ട് എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ പോവാം. ബട്ട് ഷി വാസ് നോ ഹേർട്ട്. ഭാഗ്യം. It was a matter of luck. She was not hurt. After it went over her, Bindya stood up and yelled to Binesh, "Don't tell mom." This happens always, all the time. When we do something we don't want our mothers know about it, because always our mothers prevents us to do that same thing. മദർ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അങ്ങനെ പോവരുത്, അത് ചെയ്യരുത്. പക്ഷെ നമുക്കൊരു ടെൻഡൻസിയാണ് ചെയ്യരുതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യം ചെയ്യുള്ളൂ. ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ വീണൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ് എണീറ്റിരുന്ന അമ്മനോട് പറയല്ലേ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ ബിന്ദു ഈസ് ടെല്ലിങ് ഹർ മദർ ദാറ്റ് ഡോണ്ട് ടെൽ മോം. ഷീ ഈസ് സോ വറീഡ് അബൌട്ട് തിങ്കിങ് അബൌട്ട് her mother. Of course, Bindya's mother found about Bindya in the train. അല്ലെ, ഇത്രയും വലിയൊരു സംഭവം ഉണ്ടായി അറിയാതിരിക്കും അമ്മ. It's a very serious matter. Bindya's mother was angry and happy at the same time. Why she was angry? She used to tell not to go there every time, and she was angry by because her children went there without obeying her. But at the same time she was happy. Why? She was angry that Bindya went on the bridge, but she was relieved that Bindya was alive. എല്ലാ അമ്മമാർക്കും അല്ലേ മക്കള് രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് എ ഗ്രേറ്റ് ഡേഞ്ചർ. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് എ റിലീഫ് ഫോർ ഹർ. രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടല്ലോ. And Bindya, how is she? Bindya's mother says Bindya is fine, but sometimes she goes to sleep and then wakes up crying, and she does not like the sound of trains. Now sometimes when we go through such a bad experience, frightening experience, this happens. We are so terrified, and we have terrible dreams when we sleep, and we have this phobia after ഈ പട്ടികളൊക്കെ കടിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ പട്ടികളെ കാണുമ്പോൾ ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒക്കെ പേടിയുണ്ടാവും കുട്ടിക്ക്. Just like that, Bindya is so frightened about the sound of the train now. അത്ര കുട്ടി പേടിച്ചു പോയി. So now we have these exercises, but you have to answer this. I will not tell the answers. Please fill it up by yourself and check. I know you all have WhatsApp groups. Check it with your friends, among your friends. Share the answers. Some of the answers we also can discuss. First is, so this is how we read a text. I forgot to tell you, there are two ways that we can read a text. One is intensive reading and another is extensive reading. Extensive reading is a general reading where we get the gist of a text. ഒരു ഏകദേശ ധാരണ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ വായിക്കുന്നത്. Intensive reading is going deep into the vocabulary, terms, themes, all parts. We analyze all parts of a text in such a reading. So in such a reading we will be able to answer these questions, the questions, comprehensive questions. So there are questions given in your text. Please go through it. Bindya and Binesh were thinking about trains and fish. Satyano, is it true, false, not given? അവര് ട്രെയിനിനെ പറ്റിയാണോ, ട്രെയിനിനെ പറ്റിയും ഫിഷിനെ പറ്റിയും ചിന്തിച്ചിരുന്നോ? നോ, നെവർ. ഫോൾസ്, റൈറ്റ്? ദേ വെർ തിങ്കിങ് ഓൺലി അബൌട്ട് ഫിഷ്. അതതിൽ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങൾ ഓരോ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കേൾക്കുമ്പോഴും യു വിൽ ബി ഏബിൾ ടു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് വെദർ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ട്രൂ ഓർ ഫോൾസ്, ബിക്കോസ് you have read it in such a way that each detail is given. You have all the details of this story inside you, so you will be able to answer these questions. Binesh knew that the train would come. False. Binesh was deeply worried about his sister. Of course, yes, true. അങ്ങനെ നമുക്കറിയാം, വായിക്കുമ്പോഴേ അറിയാം, കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും കഥ പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞതാണ്. She said it is dangerous. Which among the following is closest in meaning to this italicized word dangerous? harmful, risky, bad, unhealthy. എന്തായിരിക്കും? നിങ്ങൾ ഡിക്ഷണറി എടുത്ത് വെക്കുക, മീനിങ് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക. ഇവിടെ ഈ ഒരു കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ അമ്മ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് ഡേഞ്ചറസ് ആണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അമ്മ എന്താണ് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത് ബൈ സേയിങ് ഡേഞ്ചറസ്? Bindya's mother was angry and happy at the same time. Which among the following best expresses the idea of the given sentence in the story? Bindya's mother was confused. Bindya's mother had mixed feelings. Bindya's mother was shocked. So you have to underline, you have to tick the correct answer. So I know, I think you understood the idea. Please tick it and check among yourself. If you have doubt, please get back to me in some way, okay? And there are other boxes given where you have Bindya and Binish went to the train bridge because trains went over it 3 times a day, because she thought their mother will be angry, because they wanted to look for fish in the river, because there was no time. Edana correct answer? Bindya and Binish went to the train bridge because they wanted to look for fish in the river. Alle adupole baakiyulla answers you have to find out. Then understanding the meaning of the idea, which of the two summarizes the story best? A girl, it takes time. Please read the text and ഏതാണ് എ ആണോ ബി ആണോ ബെസ്റ്റായിട്ട് ഈ കഥ സമ്മറൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? നമ്മളൊരു കഥ പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ തുടക്കം മുതൽ എൻഡ്, ഫ്രം ദി ബിഗിനിങ് ടു എൻഡ്, വി മസ്റ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് എവറിഥിങ്. We must look at all the details, important details. That is what the summaries are written. So read the two passages and find out what summarizes best. ഏത് എ ആണോ ബി ആണോ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബെസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടൊരു സമ്മറി എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്നതെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ തന്നെ നോക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, പിന്നെന്താണ്? ചൂസ് ദ ടൈറ്റിൽ ദാറ്റ് ബെസ്റ്റ് സ്യൂട്ട്സ് ദ സ്റ്റോറി. ഈ സ്റ്റോറിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും പറ്റിയ ടൈറ്റിൽ നിങ്ങളോട് എടുക്കാൻ പറയണം. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളത് എടുക്കാം, ബട്ട് ബെസ്റ്റ് സ്യൂട്ട്, ഏറ്റവും നന്നായിട്ട് ചേരുന്ന ഒരു ടൈറ്റിൽ വേണം. Mother's advice, the train bridge, a narrow escape, two naughty children. What do you think will be the best title of the story? I think it's a narrow escape, because it's all about how this Bindya escaped from such a grave danger. So think about that, okay? And there is another question, one more question. Choose the best answer. After it went over her, Bindya stood up and yelled. The pronoun it in the sentence refers to it went over her. എന്താണ് ഇറ്റിനെ കൊണ്ട് എന്താണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്? What does the pronoun it refers to? Bindya's bag, the train, the bottom of the train. Of course, train, right? So I know you have understood these things better. So please read it with the next passage. I'll come in the next class. By then, take care. Thank you so much. Be safe.